Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for DC News Now at noon. I'm Mark Hall. Breaking now in Western Maryland, law enforcement is back out in Williamsport area conducting searches where Pedro Argote's car was found. Argote was accused of killing Judge Wilkinson last week in front of his home. They say that they're doing an evidentiary search. Over the weekend, his SUV was found in a wooded area off of a bottom road. They say that there's no safety concern. And joining us now is DC News Now's Stephen Cohen, and he's on the phone as he's watching all of this unfold. Stephen, what can you tell us?
Well, you're right, Mark. It was about 90 minutes ago, a uniformed search party of about a dozen Maryland state troopers climbed a hill of very heavy brush off of Bottom Road here in Williamsport. As you said, the Sheriff's Department tells us this is an evidentiary search. But it was here, as you explained, where Pedro Argote's silver Mercedes, his SUV, was discovered on Saturday, and there was an intensive search right after that. It's an area that law enforcement suspected he might be, but he remains at large. Now, Bottom Road flanks the Potomac River along the C&O Canal. It's heavily wooded. It's very popular with deer hunters, and it was on Saturday that a deer hunter alerted law enforcement that they had discovered Argote's car. There is a quarry at the end of the road, so you constantly see dump trucks coming and going, but today the dump trucks we see must be taking an alternate route. Now, about 45 minutes ago, another team of 24 state troopers arrived to join the search party, and about 30 minutes ago, a third team of about a dozen state troopers arrived, and then around then I saw a Maryland state trooper escorting a search dog. So we'll remain on the scene. Meanwhile, this afternoon in Hagerstown, the family of Judge Wilkinson, who police suspect Argote, as you said, fatally shot in the driveway of the judge's home last Wednesday night, will receive visitors at the fiery funeral home in Hagerstown, and then funeral services are scheduled for tomorrow in Hagerstown as well. For now, though, Mark, reporting live from Williamsport, Maryland, Stephen Cohen, DC News Now. Back to you.
Stephen, I'd like to ask you a question. You'd mentioned earlier that teams of law enforcement officials continued to show up. Do you have a sense now that maybe this evidentiary search that you described is winding down, or are things still pretty much intense on scene?
I do not have any sense that it is winding down. As I explained, reinforcements came in about 45 minutes ago. The scene has been quiet from the observation area where I am, so I have to assume that the search team is still brushing through that heavily wooded area, and we'll remain here to see if there may be any developments.
All right, Stephen Cohen, live near Williamsport. Thank you very much for that. The search for Argote continues, and officials believe that he is armed and dangerous. The U.S. Marshals Service says that he has ties to New York, Florida, Indiana, and North Carolina, and there's a reward of up to $10,000 for information leading to his arrest.